Welcome to Edge Unscripted, on the floor ILTACON edition. Listen along to this special edition of our podcast where we have candid conversations with a variety of ILTACON attendees. ILTACON is a premier educational and networking conference for legal technologists. You'll hear what's the most exciting thing they've seen at ILTACON, predictions on upcoming legal technology trends, and where they see opportunities for success and growth. Let's go off script.
Hello everybody, Amy Jewers from Edge Marketing, and this is Edge Unscripted. I'm here with Josh Aaron. He is co-founder, CEO of Aiden Technologies. Aiden is, we need to hear more about Aiden, what you guys are up to, because I know somehow, some way, it's very exciting.
Aiden is really making a breakthrough, I think, in the legal industry as well as several others. As you know, Amy, we're doing endpoint management, which I think it says behind us. It's endpoint management on steroids with, our version of AI, natural language processing, the ability to automate not just setting up new computers and building them from scratch, but patching them throughout their entire life cycle, making sure that they have fewer vulnerabilities, and doing it with grace and style so that we disrupt end users a lot less.
Oh, they appreciate that, I'm sure, right?
Things like putting off reboots to times when it's convenient, being able to gang multiple application updates at one time so you're rebooting their computers less, making sure that when you push a software out, the software lands with high efficacy so we don't have to do go backs and do that work again as IT professionals, which is always disruptive when people hear, oh, we got something and now it doesn't work, we have to do it again. We make sure it lands right the first time, every time. So
that's great.
Aiden's been doing a great job of doing that, and our law firm customers here at ILTACON are resonating with what our solution is providing them.
Yeah, excellent. So, your goal is not disrupting the workflow and doing it right the first time, right?
Yes. And reducing their vulnerabilities to make sure that they don't get hit with vulnerability exploits and hacks, and protect the endpoint from its attack surface being too broad, too vulnerable in the industry.
So how do the firms engage with you? Like how does the conversation start? Like what do they come to you saying, Josh, we have this problem, whatever. Like how does it usually start?
Several ways. I mean, usually they've heard about us now through someone else that's been using the product and really happy. They'll find out sometimes through things like SCCM or Intune discussion forums on Microsoft websites. As you can see, we're now a Microsoft co-sell partner. That's new in the last year, so we now can sell through the Azure marketplace with Microsoft. They find out about us there quite a bit, and they're reading about us because we're being covered, as you know, in some of the industry,
some of the
industry news. Yes, and so people are starting to really hear about us, and when they see it, oftentimes at first they don't fully understand what we do because it is a paradigm shift and it's an innovation at the crossroads of IT and cybersecurity. But once they learn about it and the level of automation we can offer and being able to free up some of their high-paid level 3 and level 2 engineering resources to work on other high-valued projects, and we can take care of the tedious maintenance and busy work that goes into updating Microsoft Windows computers for them and do it better.
Sure.
They're really happy to hear that. And
so is this like a one-time push out, or is it like initial project engagement and then ongoing kind of maintenance and strategic, advising and whatever else? So tell me a little bit more, like the whole
There's a mini project at the beginning when we meet a new client comes in or a new customer joins us. They always have their proclivities, customizations. Not every company uses software the same way, and so we have to go through and make sure we capture all that in their policies. And then once we've done all that and we really understand how the organization functions, it usually happens in a matter of somewhere between 2 weeks and 2 months, depending on the size and level of complexity in an organization. And then we roll out the bot the first couple of times, and then it becomes sort of like ongoing steady maintenance mode. We are a fully managed solution, so our team meets with them every single week to find out what's coming up, what they care about, what their needs are, what their end user population's feedback is, and we're constantly working with them like a trusted partner and advisor through the whole life cycle.
You're part of the team.
We're part of extension of their team every day.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So here at ILTACON, what's the big hook? Like what's the big news?
Well, part of the big hook is we've got a couple of new features in the product. One is full provisioning, which we've trademarked the phrase.
Okay.
Full provisioning is a adjunct to Microsoft's Autopilot. So
Okay.
Microsoft's Autopilot does something called pre-provisioning. They put out a machine, they set up some of the applications, but then users have to go get some of their apps, or IT has to come back and put apps on.
Okay.
Our product, you run AidenBot from Autopilot, and it completely configures every single application or binary on the machine. So when a user logs in the very first time, every single thing they need, including customizing things like the start menu layout or where they want things, is exactly where they want it. So fully provisioned.
Wow.
And then another major innovation this year is continue before logon. So a lot of complex updates that require multiple reboots of a computer, often disrupting the end user two or three times in the same day.
Like you always have to like say, when do I want to do this, and make sure that you have nothing going on for the rest of the day, right?
And we can now
It's scary.
put those things into continue before logon, do them at a time that's like a monthly patch cadence or update cycle, and do it before the Windows logon screen appears. So the machine may be rebooting multiple times, it may be configuring a bunch of software, but it's doing it all at one time and before they see the Windows prompt. To the end user, it just looks like one slightly longer reboot.
Sure.
And it eliminates about anywhere between 5 and 15 reboots for their monthly cycle.
Wow.
So it's a much better digital employee experience for them, a lot less disruption.
Wait, no, come on. You can't get out of it now. Come on.
Oh, now you got to get interviewed.
Alan, come here. Come here.
Now you got to get interviewed.
Yeah.
Here, I'm giving him the mic. Can I give him the mic?
Yeah, give him the mic.
I'm giving you the mic. She's going to ask you a bunch of questions for our podcast. Oh, here. Let me mic you up. That's it. You're in now.
All righty.
You had no idea you were walking into that.
And I was starving as well. I'm really taking one for the team now. Don't eat my veggie samosas.
Nicole, if you take a bite, then you got to get in the video too. Alan, what are you hearing on the show floor? Like, what are the biggest challenges? Like, people coming up to you and they hear what you guys do. Like, what's the reaction? What are they wanting?
I think one of the biggest challenges for most of these firms is that the applications used in the legal space are really complicated.
Yeah.
They're complicated to build, they're complicated to keep up to date, plus they're very demanding end users. So if you think about attorneys that might be billing out $500, $800, $1,000 an hour, time is money.
Sure.
So finding an opportunity to keep those systems up to date without interrupting billable time is really important.
Yeah.
So when they hear that we can do that in a non-invasive way to keep the billable time maximized,
sure,
it really seems to resonate.
Yeah, and I think the IT departments like it too, because then they're not being, like, hey, why is the computer not,
Well, one of the big things these days is the digital customer experience, the digital employee experience, I should say DX. So it makes a big difference if you're not hounding to say, hey, we need to update your computer.
Right.
Well, I can't. I'm in the middle of something.
It just happens. That's what you guys do. It just happens. Well, I'm saying that facetiously because I know there's a lot.
There's a lot of technology behind it, but that non-intrusive, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure they're happy to hear that, and I hope that you guys have a great show.
Yep, we are.
So what are we eating today? Is it spanakopita? What, I can't tell what
they are. Vegetable samosas.
Oh.
Yeah, an Indian snack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's quite tasty.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Now you're going to be famous. Hi, I am here with Hillary. Hillary, welcome to ILTACON.
Thank you.
Is this your first ILTACON?
It is.
Oh,
yes,
so you're experiencing a lot today, I'm sure, over the next 3 or 4 days. But so tell me about your company and tell me what you guys do.
Yes, thank you. So I'm Hillary Bowman. I'm the founder and CEO of Chris, and we are the first legal conversational intelligence platform. And by that, we mean we have a product that can enhance your virtual client conversations so that attorneys can deliver sharper advice and reduce the administrative burdens of the follow-up work that comes out of client conversations.
Wow, that was a lot. But hey, so there must have been an experience in your life that led you to developing this technology. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so great question. I practiced healthcare law for 12 years. I spent half of it in a large law firm, half as in-house counsel. And through these experiences, even 10 years into my career, I encountered scenarios where a client would ask me something in my practice area. I knew the law very well, but it was a new novel set of facts. And so every time this would happen, I would think, I wish I had technology to help me navigate these complicated conversations. I wish I had technology, and what really started the idea, I wish I had technology to ask better questions. That's where it started.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so it has evolved since
Yeah.
beyond conversation.
Yeah.
Beyond questions.
So when did you launch, like officially launch?
So we launched at the ABA Tech Show in April.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you in the Startup Valley there too?
We were. Yes. We actually won the pitch competition.
You did?
Yes.
High five. High five.
Thank
Good job. Good job. That's a huge feat because I've been to those. I couldn't go this year for the competition, but I've been to those pitch competitions, and people get really creative, and you don't have a lot of time, and you need to make a meaningful impact and obviously provide something that's worthy. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
All
very
right.
much.
So I'm sorry I missed it.
That's
I'll have
all
to
right.
make sure I go next year. And now here at ILTACON, you're also in the Startup Alley.
That's right.
So
yes. We were
yeah,
one of the 15 companies selected for the Startup Hub.
that's awesome. So what are you finding? Like, what are, now that you have some clients and et cetera, what are you hearing from them? Like, what is their biggest takeaway and the reason why they love your software so much?
Yes, I think the biggest observation our attorney users have made is that even if they're experienced attorneys, right, they might be a healthcare attorney, a corporate attorney, when you have our product in your meeting and you see on the sidebar potential legal issues being flagged or questions or relevant legal content brought to you in real time, it helps attorneys, even experienced attorneys, brainstorm outside of their practice area, right? We can't be experts in everything. And so even for senior attorneys, this is an opportunity to think, what other legal issues could be related to my client conversation, to the issues that are being raised, and maybe you're not the one that does that work, right? Maybe you're sending that to a colleague, and so that's an opportunity to send business to colleagues as well.
Sure. And I assume your software captures all that information, and you can refer back to it and share it, like you were saying. Does the client see this interface too, or?
Great question.
Yeah.
So the product joins the virtual meeting. It's transparent. There's a rectangle with our branding on it that's in the meeting. However, only the attorney sees the legal issues, questions, and content. And so they stay in control, right?
Yes,
they
that's by design.
independent judgment.
Because the client will say, "Oh, that was a great question," or "I never thought of that." You're like, "Thank you."
Right. And we've designed this in accordance with the ABA model rules. So think about confidentiality, communication, independent judgment, things like that.
Smart.
Yes.
Super smart.
Yes.
All right. So what else can you tell us about this? Is there anything else we haven't talked about yet that you want to highlight?
Yeah, I would love to highlight how we've leveraged AI in a private, secure, and ethical way. So I think a lot of times when people hear AI, there's some nervousness about bringing
I'm not
that
nervous.
into
I love it. I love it.
into the attorney-client conversation. And we are the first to do that in the attorney-client conversation. I think it's a really untapped opportunity to bring AI into that point in legal representation, but the way we do it privately and securely. So we're leveraging privately deployed large language models in our secure cloud environment. So any model that's being used to analyze conversation, the traffic in and out of those models is ours.
Oh, perfect.
And so we also pull out personal information as well, and we don't retain audio and transcription files after the conversation. So you're getting the benefit of summary emails, notes, but it's zero retention. We don't have the complete audio and transcription. Every word the attorney's ever said, we don't keep that.
Right. And because you have practiced law, you understand why that is so important.
Exactly. From honestly, before a single line of code was written, I looked through the ethical obligations. I thought about the architecture. I talked about it with the engineers, and then we started building.
Good for you. That sounds fun. Well, we'll have to stop by your booth and see a demo. Are you doing anything fun in your booth at ILTACON this year? Or
so we are at booth 102. We will be here this evening for the opening of the exhibit hall. And yes, I will be dressed up in festive.
Oh, okay, fun. I'll have to come see that. All right. So fun. All right. So any last words of wisdom that you want to share? And maybe you could speak to the other potential startups or people that are thinking about starting up a business and in legal, like what would you say have been your easiest paths and or like your biggest obstacles in that regard? Because we help a lot of startups, but everyone's kind of different. And I think you're lucky because you have that deep legal experience, which means the product is going to work like how an attorney wants it to work, right? So tell me
Yeah.
a little bit more about your experience in that, in the whole life of,
Yeah.
being a startup.
Yeah, so I think that's a really interesting point. So I think one of the important things is when you're building your product, you need it to be around the people who will be your users. So whether it's, I'm thinking of how I would use it, or us having a very small group of tech forward practicing attorneys who are also providing regular feedback, that is so important because you're constantly iterating and improving on the product,
Sure.
and you want it to be in a way that is useful and valuable, right? You only have so many resources when you're a startup, and so anytime you're spending on engineering and building the product, you have to make sure that it's valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the floor.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a successful show.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, you too. Hi, everybody. Amy Jewers back here at ILTACON with Edge Unscripted podcast, and I'm here with Tiana of Epic. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes. So we just met, and I really want to hear about you. Like, what do you do at Epic? What's your role? What's your responsibilities? How are you making a difference here?
Yeah, I'm really passionate about teaching and educating. So I tend to dip my toe in a couple of different ponds in our AI and our doc review. I run Epic's Canadian business, but I also really lean heavily into consulting and our strategy around AI and our other products.
I love it. AI is like the buzz here. And so speaking of that, like what, from an Epic perspective, like what's new and exciting? What are you guys talking about at the show here today?
Obviously, our Epic AI Labs, that's a big one. We're really working on on building our clients and our partners who can help us test our products and vet everything that we're working on and give us ideas. So that's one of the things. The Epic Service Cloud, of course, where we've got all of our fully integrated kind of agentic technology. So that's, of course, another thing. But I think Epic's presence here is, we're really hoping that clients will come and talk to us around how to implement things. Because one of the things I love talking about is how do we demystify a lot of the technical terms, a lot of the jargon? How do we make people relate to what we're trying to teach them and what we want them to learn? So yesterday in my master class, I challenged people to come to our booth today. So please do, if you're still at ILTACON, come to booth 1022. I want you to ask the hard questions, because what we want is for people to leave ILTACON 2025 empowered to use generative AI, to use agentic technology in their practice, but not only to use it, but to feel confident or to at least know what their next steps need to be.
Yeah, and if you're not asking about AI, you're way behind, way behind. So
Yeah.
and it sounds like you have the answers, which is really, or you're in the know, and which is really very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, of course I don't have all the answers, but I think the one thing that I do have, and the one thing I can help with, is pointing you to how to ask the right questions.
Sure.
Because that is one of the most important ways to become educated about AI.
So you mentioned a master class, and,
Yes.
and also something about popsicles. So I'm not laughing because I don't know the story. So you got to tell me the story.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the ways that I like to teach is to break things down into simple terms that everyday people can understand. Because I find when we talk about AI, we make it really complicated. We use scientific terms, we talk about regression and statistical averages, and we talk about things that most people don't understand. So here's what I want you to understand about the black box of AI, because you've probably heard that term.
Sure.
Where people talk about there's stuff and stuff on the other end, and in the middle it's a black box.
Yeah, what's happening in there?
I love firecracker popsicles. You know, the red, white, and blue ones? Those are the best.
Wait, but in a glass of champagne?
I also love that. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
When you go to the grocery store and you buy popsicles, you put them into your freezer, and then 2 weeks from now when you want a popsicle, you take it out. Is it still frozen?
I would hope so.
You knew it was a freezer. Do you know how your freezer works? Or do you know by nature of that being a popsicle before and that being a popsicle after, that was a freezer and that it worked correctly?
I would say B, right? The latter.
You know, absolutely you do. So that is a black box. And AI is like that. When you, especially generative AI, where the outputs are visible, if you were to look at, you put an input, where did Tiana work? And out the other end comes, company ABC. Well, you know that that's inaccurate. That black box, that freezer didn't work very well. And you can see it. It makes, by giving people examples like that, we really demystify a lot of it and make people want popsicles.
That's brilliant.
Right?
Yeah.
All
right. So now I know why you are on the educational consultative side, because that is brilliant. So thanks for sharing it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in terms of the conference, what are you hoping to get out of it? I know you mentioned clients or potential clients coming up and talking to you, asking those difficult questions. Or is there anything else that you want us to kind of know about? Or
for me, one of the things I love most about this conference, and I've been attending this conference since I was at the law firm, back when I used to run an e-discovery department at the law firm. Talking to people and sharing ideas here is the thing that I think is the most critical when we bring this many professionals together. Because if we all share ideas, we can skip some of the learning by getting information from other people. We absorb it by osmosis, right? And when we all challenge ourselves to learn about the industry, to learn about AI, we can raise the entire industry. And if we do that, everyone wins. But not only that, people who are determined to learn and to be educators, then we're kind of forced to level up, to up our game. And for people who are passionate about that, I don't know if you can tell, I'm very passionate about that. But it gives us something to strive for. So when we all work together, we lift each other up. So I want that to be the big takeaway from here. I think that that's such an important part of bringing people together for networking.
Absolutely. Networking, and then obviously the sessions, and sounds like your session was successful.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. I bumped into somebody after who said, I bumped into her at 7 o'clock last night, and she said, I really liked your session. I actually feel like I'm going to be able to go back on Monday and try this, just like you said. And to me, there's no bigger compliment and no bigger win than when somebody understands what you gave them and is able to put it into use. Like if I can get somebody from any session that I'm teaching to take away something they can actually do the next day, that is an absolute win and a huge compliment to what we're trying to do here.
Well, hats off to you. It sounds wonderful. Thank you for sharing your insights in the popsicle theory, and it's brilliant. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of the conference.
Thank you.
And all the success to Epic.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Hi everybody, Amy Juris from Edge Unscripted, and I am here with Steve Salkin from the ALM's Law Journal Newsletters. And Steve, you guys have a new offering for legal professionals, and we want to learn all about it.
It's a legal treatise on artificial intelligence law. It's called AI Law in Business, written by attorneys from McDermott, who have now merged with the Schulte firm, so it's changed, but they're experts in the field, and they wrote the book, and it's a full-blown treatise. It goes soup to nuts, talks about the history of AI to start with, then goes through all the topics you would want to know as a practitioner of how AI affects your practice towards IP, agency law, privacy. It lists all the privacy statutes, federal, international, state. The biggest section of the book, and I think the most important section of the book, will be, as we continue to update it, there's a full list of international and national U.S. and state regulations around AI.
Wow.
So there's a full section, every state, what they have on the books right now. If there's nothing, then we have it reserved for when they do enact any kind of AI regulation, and focusing on deep fakes. We talk about the Biometric Act, kind of those kind of things. However, whatever states have come out with any kind of tangential related to AI regulation, we've tried to include it in the book.
It sounds like something that doesn't currently or hadn't currently existed in the marketplace. Is
that
right?
We believe that nothing else exists like it.
Yeah.
We did look, and there's nothing like it. It's really just full-blown, whatever practice area you're in, whatever question you have about how AI affects the practice of law, it should be included in there.
That's very powerful. information. So how do people get a hold of this? I know it's going to be virtual or digital, right?
It's digital. It's digital and still, good old fashioned print because it is like a law book like we used to have back in the day. You can buy it in print and online, and you can get it through the ALM Law.com Scholar store, and you look for it there and search it, and you can buy it any way you want it.
So as far as we know, like there's nothing else like this on the marketplace. It gives practitioners everything that they need to do. No, plus you're going to be updating it
Be
regularly.
updating it twice a year.
Twice a year. Okay.
The interesting story about that is that we had to at some point cut it off, right? For publishing purposes, we tried to go as long as we could. We cut it off the last week of July. At the time, right before we cut it off, there were 5 bills sitting in Texas on the governor's desk waiting to be signed regarding AI. We waited till that Monday when he did sign and became official, so we were able to include that information. Okay. So that's where we cut it off, and then of course a couple of things happened right after we went to press, and
no.
that's going to happen. So
Yeah.
those will be all included in the next update. But yeah, we're going to update it twice a year. The next one will be in December.
Okay.
So not that far off. So and we'll include all the good stuff that's happened between now and then.
Well, I just think it's so important and timely, obviously, and that you're keeping it updated. It's definitely sounds like a resource that anybody, any practitioner should be.
Yeah, especially that state and local regulation section is going to be big because we're eventually working toward. We don't have it ready yet, but we're going to work toward having an interactive map for the online version at the top of the chapter, so you can just click on whatever state you're interested in, and it will take you to that section and to see what regulations that state has on AI. I think that's probably practically the most important part of the book. Sure. But the other sections, whatever the latest is in copyright and trademarks and however AI is impacting that and what the latest rulings and regulations are on that, it's going to cover all that.
Okay. All right. And are you covering this at all in your newsletter that you have?
I wrote a story about it in the August issue of Cybersecurity Law and Strategy, and it was just posted on law.com today. So it's out there. Good timing, exactly.
All right. And so how has ILTACON been for you so far?
It's interesting because it's my first one. And
what?
So...
No, it is. You're right.
It is my first one.
I forgot.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
You're always at Legal Week.
Legal Week for 20 plus years, and the first time I made it here.
I'm like, what? No, everybody's.
Yeah, I don't know how you've avoided having getting me here, but it's happened. So it's very interesting, and I'm curious. From what I've seen so far, it's
you have
really
to get to a session.
I do, but it's really IT focused. It's almost like the old legal tech show used to be before Legal Week.
Gotcha.
Which I understand for good reason, they added a lot more of the operational stuff and a lot of the legal ops stuff and a lot of the corporate governance and stuff like that to Legal Week. So it's very much more focused on IT.
Yeah.
And there's not as many lawyers here as there are at Legal Week either.
No, like if you want to hit CIO, CTO, IT, this is
the place to do it.
Yeah. This is it. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I am. Very much so.
Will you be back next year?
I hope to.
Okay.
I hope to.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I don't know if I'm going to be on your show again next year, but
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's my fault. You're like, keep me away from her, please.
No, never.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Hunter McMahon, and we are part of ILTACON.
We're here.
Nice to see you.
Official badges and all.
I know. We are in. We're in, and we're enjoying it. So, Hunter, you have some really big changes that just happened in your life. Big announcements. So tell us what's going on.
Sure. So on July 1st, I took on the role of president of IDS. So I started actually back in 2017 as the director of data analytics, then took on the role of COO back in 2020, which was an easy year to do that. There were not global pandemics or anything else like that to deal with.
Right. Nothing like that.
Nothing big.
No, nothing big.
And then this year, as of July 1st, we announced that I took on the role of president. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, well deserved, I am sure. So data analytics, it's like you're speaking my language. I have a background in data management, information systems, whatever else. So whenever I hear about that, it gets to me. So anyways, all right. So now that you are the new president of IDS, tell us like what's happening, what's new, what does the frontier look like for you guys? Do you have big plans, or are you still like, formulating all of those? And we'll find out at the next big show?
Well, if you know our founder, Dan Regard, he always has big plans for us. So we're always thinking 3 and 5 years ahead. At the core of what we do, though, is provide expert testimony about digital evidence. And so we help clients tell their story through data, through digital evidence or artifacts. As the director of data analytics for a while, I was the one testifying and being able to take and layer all of those data pieces together so that clients could really support their strategy through data. And we're going to continue that path. So we're bringing on additional experts. We're growing our team of testifying experts, which is, a great place to have fun if you know what you're doing. A dangerous place to be if you don't. And so we love the ranks that we've been able to bring on board.
Well, I think what's cool about your company is you guys have always been at the forefront of that, and just knowing and understanding technology and how it works, and how the data behind the data, right? The forensic side of things. And so that's got to be a huge challenge, though, to be, especially in today's world, to keep up with all of those changes.
It's a game of cat and mouse, right? So oftentimes, despite our plea for help, Apple does not call us and say, hey, we're going to move these artifacts this way, or give us a heads up of everything that's going on.
They don't?
No. Unfortunately. And unlike where you could go 10, 15 years ago and somebody had 10 years of experience on a specific technology, it turns out that we had to become experts about becoming experts on something, right? So instead of saying we've got a decade of experience on this specific application or this specific technology, we have decades of experience about becoming experts on specific technology.
Right.
So the underlying architecture is very common, but sometimes it's about, peeling back the onion layers to understand what the new app is doing.
Well, and knowing what those onion layers could or might be is key, I think, because it is changing so rapidly, and it is hard to keep up.
Well, and a big part of it is collaboration, right? So one of the things we take a lot of pride on is how our teams collaborate across disciplines as well as within a discipline. So somebody's running an analysis on the East Coast or even over in London that then the West Coast can leverage days or weeks later when they come against it. So it's about knowledge share. It's a big part of it.
Yeah. And so that means, I know that you're global, but tell us about how you're strategically, across the globe, right? You have resources and people and places
all over the place. So we had the benefit during COVID of going a lot more remote for team members, because we realized that the meetings were happening on Zoom, whether they were happening from an office or somewhere else. But we also believe in the power of connecting. So whether during travels or specific IDS Connect events, we try to bring team members together so that they get that in-person whiteboarding. I still am a big believer in actual whiteboard. The digital ones are great, but the physical ones are fun.
Actually, back in the day, I think I was at your corporate office, and I remember it was like a whole wall, the whole entire.
We have multiple walls,
and you can write on any wall anywhere. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You won't get sent to the corner for that. No.
And if you're on the go, we have giant sticky notes that we'll put up on the wall and try not to mark up the walls themselves.
Oh, you don't. I'm sure you don't. Anyways, let's forget about that. Okay, so when you're here at ILTACON, what are you hoping to get out of the conference?
For me, I'm speaking tomorrow on
tell us about your panel. That's right.
The debate of the billable hour.
Ooh, well, okay, Hunter, come on. What side are you on?
Both sides. Oh. I'm an unbiased expert.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Right?
So it's okay that I'm talking to you now.
So I think the reality is that the billable hour model fits some scenarios.
Sure.
Flat fees or alternative fees fit other scenarios. So I don't think it's a one size fits all.
Yeah.
I think that there are certainly areas that technology like AI has allowed us to go to more of an alternative fee model if we're both on the same page. But there's a tension between the decisions you get to make as a client and what I can control as the consultant and within the scope of work. Are we really moving away from the billable hour? Or are we just boxing it up differently?
Oh my goodness. We have been talking about this for how many?
Forever.
How many years?
And we will continue.
And we will continue.
It's not done.
To your point, right? To your point.
Yeah.
So, well, I hope it's not too big of a debate, because, we want to have some fun here at ILTACON too.
We're going to have thumbs up and thumbs down. We're going to have voting for the audience.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have the different sides of the stage.
Oh wow.
Like everything. It's going to be a fun debate.
Oh,
and that's the way we've set it up.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be fun. But for me at ILTACON or any of the larger conferences, but this one in particular, is an opportunity to reconnect with folks that I don't see in person. You can see them across Zoom calls, and you can see them on a phone call or a text thread, but in person and seeing somebody to catch up is always meaningful.
Yeah, that's it. The human connection, peer to peer. That's what this whole ILTA is driven on. And so, and
Yeah.
dogs. There's a dog walking.
There we go.
It's the ILTACON mascot.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure.
we're inclusive. Everybody gets to come.
All right. So, Hunter, I really want to thank you for coming on this podcast. And you're embarking, obviously, on a new journey, and it's exciting. And it sounds like you have some great things in mind and in plan for the company. And, Dan's not too far away, right? Is he still
He's
on the board?
never too far away.
What's he do?
This week he's hanging out at the farm. So
I was going to wonder.
The goats and the chickens and
yeah,
getting stuff done in the basement. He's
Yeah.
got a prep. He's in trial prep mode. So he's in trial later this week.
Okay.
His happy place.
All right. It sounds perfect to me. I don't know. Chickens. What else does he have?
Goats.
Goats.
Gotta have goats.
We could go there and do some goat yoga.
Oh, the goats might be a bit big for the goat.
Oh,
yoga,
really?
but
Okay. They're not the baby one, not the little kid. They're
No.
called kids, right? The little ones are kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's so fun. And it's really, really nice to have you on this. And thanks for
having
sharing
me.
your insight. And good luck on your panel tomorrow.
Thank you. If you hear boos coming, run.
Oh, it's not from your room, I'm sure. No. All right. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Amy Jewers. We're at ILTACON, and I'm here with Rob, the CPO of Big Hand.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so you're turning 30 today, huh?
We are. It's our 30th anniversary. We've been started out as a small dictation company and grown and expanded over the last 30 years to cover everything from financial productivity and people productivity, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute.
Well, we will. We can get into it like right now. So, people productivity.
Yeah.
So, give us the the tech side of things. Like,
Sure.
Where do you guys fit in that? Because this is a technology conference.
Absolutely,
We're at ILTACON.
absolutely. Yep.
You've been coming. Wait, has Big Hand been a part of ILTACON? Well, they've been around 45 years.
Yeah,
This
so
is their 45th anniversary for them.
Yeah, so Big Hand's been coming to ILTA for over 25 years. Me personally, I've been coming to ILTA for 20 years through various companies. I've been here for the last 7 years, but yeah, so we've been coming to ILTA a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, and I'm obviously familiar with Big Hand because I've been coming a long time too.
Yep.
But for the people that are not, like, can we get a little more granular about what you guys do and how
Sure.
why would someone want to come to your beautiful booth other than it's awesome
Well,
and beautiful and
We got hats.
got hats.
No, I think honestly, we really cover a sort of broad swath at the law firm. We really focus on the productivity side of the firm. So if we think and we break up productivity into two broad categories, we have our people productivity, and we're really focused on solving the sort of the people side challenge that the firms face, whether it's staffing, new back office models, et cetera. And the other side of our business is the financial side, which when you take a look at how the people are performing, you then wrap up financial into that. And so we do things like profitability and matter pricing, and really focusing on how firms can get more effective and more efficient in how they deliver their services to clients.
Wow. So it sounds to me like you have your own portal, if you will, or information. So how do you deliver that information and to your clients?
So, I mean, we really do it across two main ways, but if you think about how we deliver the information back to our clients, we have a sort of a BI tool, a business intelligence tool that actually surfaces all that data in dashboards, and so whether it's a lawyer, whether it's someone in the back office, they can all access that information and see how they're performing. And on the workflow side, on our people side, we have desktop applications and other applications that allow the firms to understand and the people involved in moving work around the law firm to understand how they're actually performing.
That sounds amazing. You guys you've changed so much,
Yes.
in my opinion,
We
over
have.
the years that
Yeah.
it's really exciting to see how you've, grown and adapted. So,
Yeah.
What your big hook here at the show is?
From our perspective, well, the big hook, obviously, it's our 30th.
Yes.
But no, I think what we're really looking at on today and this week at ILTA is really sitting down with our clients and understanding their problems. That's always been the focus of Big Hand. We've always said, we're going to sit down with our clients and understand not where they are today, but where they're going to be in 5 years. So we've taken this week actually to have a bunch of meetings with some very high-level folks at firms to say, like, where are you going to be in 5 years, and where does Big Hand fit into that picture, and how do we help you get to where you want to be in 5 years? So a big thing for us, actually, this particular show is all around our workflow stuff and all around the back office efficiency. If you think about how firms have changed in the last 5 to 8 years, it used to be back in the day you'd have one admin staff associated with one partner, 1-to-1 ratio. And now what's happening is that's rapidly declining. You're getting sort of 8 or 9 partners to 1 admin staff, and that shift for firms and that shift in the back office, that and helping firms adapt to that, that's our big thing. That's our big focus this week.
Wow. And so to me, it just feels like a very consultative approach to working with your clients, not only for like that future roadmap, but just solving today's problems.
It is. I mean, again, a big focus for us is sitting down and talking to our clients. I mean, right after we're done this conversation, I'm off to a meeting with a bunch of clients.
No, you're not. We're going to the casino. No, we're not.
I mean, I could ditch the meeting. No. Clients are important. No, but yeah, it is that understanding of where they're going to be and us meeting them where they are, and then having them help us. I mean, we're a software company, and one of the things that I do in my role is I make sure that we're putting the things in our product that our clients need. So those conversations not only help us understand what the clients are, but the clients help us with what do we need to put in our software, what do we need to add to our solutions to make them more effective.
That's brilliant. I love it. And I think that's, if I were running this company with you, that's what I would do too.
Excellent. Well,
I'm just saying.
I appreciate that.
Not that it matters coming from me, but anyway.
No, it does. It does.
So, all right. You didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to be the chief product officer for Big No. So where did your, I'm just really curious how you got started in legal.
So I started in legal about 25 years ago at a small startup that used to come to ILTA as well, a company called Whitehill, and I was a software developer. We developed software that allowed law firms to actually produce paper bills, if everyone listening can remember paper bills.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to do paper bills out of the Elite and the Aderant system for those 2 vendors. And then that company evolved and we changed. We added more stuff to it, and we ended up selling that company to Thomson Reuters. And then a friend of mine a few years back said, you know what, Rob, I think we should get into business intelligence. And I was like, I have no idea what that is. And so me and my friends started another company, and we started DW Reporting, and Big Hand acquired us 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And while I was at Big Hand, I got the opportunity to help set up that product management function because we were sort of newer to that function within software.
Sure.
And so I got to be that, to sort of spearhead that and be the chief product officer. That's how I got here.
Wow. Like me, we didn't wake up one morning and say I wanted to be.
No. I started out loving writing code, and I've moved away from writing code, but it's the same thing. You're really, when you're writing code, you're solving problems. When you're in the product management side, you're still solving problems. You're just doing it slightly differently.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Any other words of wisdom or insights that you want to give us before we wrap up?
No, I think actually I appreciate the opportunity to talk, and I think it's important for companies like ourselves who've been around for 30 years. We've evolved a lot in the last 30 years. We've gone from being dictation to all the things I talked about, and I think we haven't been able to do that by ourselves. And I think the last thing I would say is really appreciate all our clients out there and the folks that might be watching this that have helped support Big Hand through this 30-year journey and 30 more years to come.
So the door is open for a lot of innovation and feedback and growth together for another 30 years.
There is. We appreciate that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope you have a good rest of your show.
We will. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
This has been Edge Unscripted, On the Floor, ILTACON edition. We appreciate you joining us and hope you enjoyed the conversation. Connect with us by leaving a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.